Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Nerdverse Odyssey, episode 26. I'm your host, the proud owner of GrannyFootFinder.com, Mr. Nico. Hello, everybody. And to my left, we have... He has a beard. He's wearing purple headphones. His name is Glenn. Hey, Glenn, how you doing? I got nothing for you this time.
It's perfectly fine.
I had something earlier, and it's just gone.
Well, yeah. So I lost my job this week, and well, some other things happened, and that's why I'm not mad about it. So we'll see.
Sweet.
I'll tell you in a minute, actually.
All right, and
especially after we talk with Bungie, or not with Bungie, about Bungie and their things that Rico will be bringing up later on today.
Okay, and in the little viewfinder below him, we have Nerdverse Odyssey's very own, the big Papagoya himself, Mr. Rico. How you doing?
Hey, what's happening? What's happening?
No,
Feeling
man,
good, feeling fine.
That was weak. Come on, give us your best e-streamer intro. Come on, I know you got it in you.
E-streamer.
I miss Hunter.
I know, right?
Hey guys, you want to hear a joke or something?
Yeah, nobody can do
No,
terrible
what's happening?
jokes
Hey,
like you.
everybody's alive. Everybody's doing good, drinking water and all that stuff. So, another great episode we're gonna have with a guest.
Well, I would say
We've been having a lot of those recently.
We have. Well, let's clue the listeners in on a little secret here. So Hunter is out dealing with some family things. Nothing big happened. I don't know if he said why he was going to be out, so I'm not going to say anything unless he wants to. But anyway, he will not be here for the next two shows. But in the meantime, we got ourselves an intern, a DEI hire, if you will. So in the tile below me, masquerading as Potemkin, is the one, the only, the tiny Cambodian man who definitely is of legal age, Mr. Steven. How you doing?
Oh, hey guys, how's it going?
That's it.
What's up?
I'm
going to be joining in today. Hi, guys.
He sounds nothing like that. His voice is actually deeper than yours.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of funny, which is hilarious because if you could actually see him in real life, he is a lot shorter and a lot skinnier.
How come we can't?
Both desirable traits to most females. So
how you doing, Steven?
Nowadays, everybody.
Well, I was supposed to be here last week, but I fell asleep. So.
It actually worked out. You fell asleep because last week we had two guests on the show, so it would have been actually been a nightmare scenario. So I'm very glad that you're narcoleptic.
not necessarily a nightmare scenario, because our conversation with Slimadime and Raviel, I think, was quite productive, and any voices that we would have added to it would have been just fine.
Fair.
So,
I don't know. I don't do good with crowds, so.
Yeah, I'm a energy vampire. I feed off of people.
Yeah, and
That's
make horribly timed jokes sometimes, man.
Yeah.
There were a few in the last episode that made me go. That even made me go, ooh, spicy.
That's what my wife says.
All right.
She looks at me and she says, "Look at that big old thing of cinnamon right there. He's so spicy."
Are you getting recalled then? Because didn't they just find that there was there's something like laced in a bunch of cinnamon, so like there were like thousands of cinnamon products that just got recalled because of it?
I'm actually unaware of this.
Oh yeah, no. So it's actually kind of funny that you said that. I don't know if it's like I don't think it was salmonella. There was something that it was contaminated with, so like they had to pull a bunch of products off the shelves. It's kind of funny actually.
It was a tumor. It was tumors.
It's not a
It is
tumor.
not a tumor. Dear God, we're in sync.
The fact that we got that reference, yes.
All right. Well, let's get
Oh
this
my
shit show
God.
on the road. Because I have a feeling Glenn wants to go on for a long conversation, and we never do this. Rico, how was your week?
Oh my God! Hold on.
Oh, he's got to pull out the abacus. So it has been this many days since I've been first.
Do I need to use my emoji?
Oh, so that was your week.
No.
Perfect. Who are you going to pass it off to?
Put it away. Oh no, my week. Was pretty good. I'm still kind of recovering from the vacation I took. Um, Most far as life lessons was just again driving lessons with my son.
Nice.
For those who don't have teenage or young adults, driving lessons is kind of cool. Kind of cool. It's what do you call it? Undiscovered territory. So we actually had him. I actually had him driving from one of the local high schools straight to our house, and that was kind of funny because he was just like, "Oh boy!" Like he was just like that scene in Austin Powers where he's like, "Move, move," and I'm just looking at him like go a little bit faster. It's gonna be great. So, that's what's going on. Band camp supporting my kid
Nice.
for band camp. They actually had band camp. It's supposed to be really hot out there, so it's kind of funny. I actually had to dig out a Camelback for her, so it was fun to kind of show her how to. Yeah, because
A blast from the
they have 'em
past.
outside. Yeah, they have them outside, and right now I think today was 88, and that junk felt like 153.
Oh, dude, it was not 88 when I got into the car at lunchtime. I think it was like it hit somewhere between 97 to 100.
Yeah,
It was hot today.
Oh no, it's 88 degrees. Oh no, that's how fast Marty McFly had to drive. Motherfucker, it was 106 the other day in the shade at like 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
yeah, but that's dry heat. That's not
It
humid.
is no,
No,
no. San Antonio is quite humid, I assure you.
Huh. Never would have guessed that one.
Yeah,
Nah, I don't believe
you
you.
and your crazy Virginians and your intolerable heat.
Heck no. Hey, look, I've been to some hot places. I'm not gonna complain too much, but yeah, today leaving work, just coming home for that 25-minute ride. Like my vehicle was not. Wow, that's funny. Heat advisory just popped up on my freaking.
Yeah, it's for tomorrow and the weekend.
Oh my god, dude! I'm trying to stay inside. That's that after
Let me
8
pull out
weather.
my phone for a second here just to see whether right now outside it is 89 degrees and it or sorry, 86 degrees and it feels like 92.
You really need to shit that many times?
It
Nah, but what's
Coastal
crazy-
Lobes.
Oh, that's why.
Look, it's hot enough
Yeah.
over here where they're requiring these students, the band kids, to have Camelbacks because again, they're. So I was joking with my daughter. She was like, "I'm so tired." I was like, "You've been chilling inside the whole summer. You haven't really been, going outside and doing stuff. So you're not."
It's all about
you're not used to it."
acclimation. It really is.
Yeah.
I mean, like to your benefit, acclimation is the number one thing that kills people whenever it comes to heat. That their body's just not used to it, and they aren't hydrated enough. And that massive rise in heat causes your body to try to shed the heat as best it can, and then you dehydrate and you get pass out. Fuck. Yeah. So yeah, that's probably half the reason why they do it with regards to getting everybody out there and marching around is to just get them ready for the school year to start. So yeah. Anyways, not to interrupt your part. Go.
So progressing forward, I don't know if you guys were tracking something that made me kind of feel a little bit old. Game Boy came out 35 years ago,
Yup.
1989.
Yup.
So I did the math and I was like, "Ooh, I'm feeling kind of old." We're kind of getting up there because
89 was in Japan though, because it didn't come out till 92 in the States. 93. It wasn't out in 89.
Well, according to the Twitter article, it was 35 years ago as of this week.
That has to be the
So-
Japanese version, because I remember it came out when I was in first grade, because I ended kindergarten, first grade is when it came out here, so that would have been in at least 93.
I mean, I can at
could be
least
wrong.
say 89. 89. I wasn't in the United States. I was in Germany. So I at least.
Then you
as
would
a
have been
kid-
closer to where you would find a Game Boy.
Yeah, but that I think when I played Game Boy, I think it was more or less somebody else's. Like we didn't get that. Like I didn't get I think a Nintendo until 80. I want to say 88 on that one. But
Okay. So
you know what?
guys?
It is
July
89
31st. Yeah, in the United States.
In the United States, okay.
Yep.
That's weird, because I remember seeing like promotional art and stuff for it when I was older, as if it just came out. But then again, I had a weird gaming childhood, so never mind. Anyway, Rico, keep going, 'cause now we're all old.
yeah,
for
another
Steven, I
old
think
thing
he's
is,
not that old.
Xbox 360, the store and marketplace shuts down.
Yeah. Wait, are we going into
90
news?
years old.
Okay. We did this last week too. Let's do weeks, then news.
That was my week. I was telling you that was my week. So before that, okay. So
I'm cool with the
This
Game Boy
week
part,
I
but now
read-
you're getting into like you're getting into like news, which is like the Xbox part.
I read some
Okay, so that's
interesting
that's
news.
my, hey, you know what? I deserve this.
I
You
deserve
guys always let me
this.
laugh. There was even one episode where Glenn would go, when you left, Glenn was like, "Well, that looks like that's all the time we have." I'm like, I felt like a SNL skit. I gotta post it in the thing. Like the guests that they always invite, but they don't let them go on, or whatever. Like I'm
so
just there
sorry.
for looks. That's it. Just,
Yeah,
that's it.
you're
Like, hey,
you're the
we got
resident
the Hispanic. All
teddy
we gotta
bear
do is
eye,
look-
eye candy.
Teddy bear
Oh,
eye
so that's
candy.
why you invited me. You wanted to diversify.
Well, yeah, I told you you're the DEI hire.
Whoa.
I mean,
Hello?
at least half of this podcast is Hispanic,
No, I would just
And at
like to
least-
say
and at
that
least-
Steven
at
is
least half
actually
the-
Asian, so he can say that.
and at least half of this is Middle Eastern.
Yeah, it's true.
So it is true. I'm just saying.
You know what you guys do say, but when you say it like that, it sounds like you took a 23andMe and then it was like a Elizabeth Warren kind of thing, where like I'm 1/7 of this.
Actually, no.
Dude, if you take a look
gra-
at my dad, he looks like a tall, dark Middle Eastern man. I just got
And
my
my
mom's pasty white coloring.
my grandpa's about two coffee creams short of Barack Obama. And
Exactly.
my grandma sounds like Mexican Elmo.
I think I pulled Nico aside one day after work. No, during work. I was like, Nico, I always thought you were a Jew. And I apologize. I did not know
Why
he
would
was
you
Middle Eastern.
apologize?
So, fun fact, apparently that is on my mom's side.
It's weird because he says that.
I
I thought
know.
the opposite.
That I was not Jewish?
No, you're a Yahtzee.
Like the shaky game?
And the fact that you went like this, that's even weirder.
Hey,
Anyway,
you gotta
everybody
grab
rolls
the
the
cup and you
dice
gotta
like
shake it like
this.
this, right? You
You
do the
gotta
up
shake
and
the
down
dice.
motion, then you gotta do like this,
This is gonna be the Silicon Valley
and
thing.
then you toss it.
Yeah, it's all about dice to floor.
Yeah,
DTF.
yeah. See, you do the shake and then you toss it, and you get the dice come out in like a this motion.
Steven, see what I put up with this on this match?
I see, man. He's doing the blurred fist.
All right. So far as my week before going to any other subjects, I am not going to apologize,
Oh,
but I do feel sad. I did see the tribute to Jermaine Dirty Money Robinson
yeah.
that was posted the other day, which
You're not gonna
took me by
apologize.
surprise. because-
Motherfucker, I told you months ago. Again, it is
Sir,
very sad that
sir.
it happened.
Sir, I need you to be silent right now. All right, this is my time.
Oh shit!
This is my time.
Getting told, yes, father.
No, because hey, I'm gonna explain to everybody who's listening. This fool over here, who I will not say no names, Nico, said he put it in the server. I looked in the server. I searched Dirty Money Wrestler Jermaine Robinson. Everything, Speedos, nothing came up. Then he turns around and goes, "Oh, I put it in the chat." I'm like, "Okay, cool." He does a screenshot. I looked at my text messages. I was like, "That's not the same thing I see." He just posted a link and said, "Holy shit." He didn't explain it.
Yeah.
He didn't say nothing. He just said, "Holy shit," and then move the conversation on to something else.
Listen,
So here it
if
is.
somebody sends me something,
months.
if somebody I know sends me something that says "Holy shit" with a link to a news article, I'm gonna take a look at it.
No, because in my experience, when somebody says "Holy shit," then that's when you get that little porno sound, whatever. When you open up the app, and all of a sudden it goes, "Oh yeah," and you're like, "You son of a bitch." You got
When
me.
have I ever pulled that on you?
Brown chicken, brown cow.
I don't think I have actually.
Exactly. See?
I had to think about
That's
it.
like
though.
that's earlier with Glenn when he had the whole air raid of the things.
Okay, so
Oh,
for
whoa.
those not who didn't get to see the pre-recording, there were just a ton of
Wave
penises on
off.
Glenn's screen, just right across. It was great.
It was an
It was
emoji.
air
I
raid.
promise.
We were
It was an
air-rated with
emoji.
dicks.
No. Shut
That's
up,
why I was doing the
idiot.
alarm. I was like, "Hold on, real quick." Sound the alarm.
Emojis. Emojis.
But yeah, I didn't see it. It's unfortunate.
Emojis. Here we
when
go.
I did read about-
No, just kidding.
Really? At a time like this? But no, when I read the story, it's weird because
We just saw him.
Yeah, we just saw him. He just injured himself in April he just had surgery.
I was following his recovery. He was doing well too.
Yeah, and then they just said that it seemed like he fell asleep, and then didn't wake up. So I'm not gonna speculate. You know, I have an idea because I talked to my wife about it, and I'm like, that just sounds crazy because, there's no other history, whatever. But he's survived by his wife Melissa and 2 kids. I do believe they have a GoFund that you can look up if anybody's interested. I'll post it in the chat.
All right.
I know they're almost reached. The time I read it, and I don't know if they have reached their goal of 50,000. I think they had about 35 or 38,0and.
That's really good. That's really good. That
dude, Dirty Money has been he's been in wrestling for years, which is funny because when we saw him, I thought he was a young guy. I didn't realize he was as old as he was.
No, see, that's the funny thing. I thought he was older.
Really?
I thought he was older, and then when I saw his age, I'm like, oh crap, that's like the in this year for me. So
I thought he was around like my age. So that's why I thought it was crazy.
No. So that, I mean, for me, when I saw his age, I was like, dang, that's young. That's not. I mean, it's not like Ric Flair. Like Ric Flair going in wrestling.
Well, let's be fair. Ric Flair is an eldritch god just waiting to find somebody to stick his soul in.
I think he's the Keith Richards of wrestling. Because again, he was in his 60s, still getting flipped in the air, landing and everything. And then you watch all these other interviews,
and
with
he's still running around in bars screaming at people chugging alcohol like it's going out of business.
It's almost like he wasn't destroyed by steroids like many of the WWE wrestlers.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and I would, even if you look at his older footage for Ric Flair, if he did say he took steroids, you couldn't really see it. Like if you said
he didn't look like he was juiced up. Lexi Boy was juicing.
Yeah, because I seen him in person. He's nothing against the guy. It's just vast difference. Like he's been through some shit. But vast difference. But moving on that part, like I said, it was a tragedy. I think like Nico said, it was a big tribute. One last thing about it, I did see him in the tribute. He actually was wrestling with Buddy Holly.
Really?
Back. There's
like
a picture of him standing next
singer?
to him, I think, and then I think Buddy Holly is in the turnbuckle, and it looks like he's about to like throw him when he's there, or they're tag teaming or something. Like when I saw it, I was like, oh crap.
I apologize. I'm as someone who's terribly well versed on wrestling. Buddy Holly is a name of a wrestler, not the singer Buddy Holly that Weezer did a tribute to.
No, not the Buddy Holly that died in a flip coin with.
No, it was it was Hardcore Holly's brother, right?
Oh, okay. I actually know who that is.
No. I think it's Hardcore. Actually, I think I messed that up. It's Hardcore Harley, but I thought he changed his name from Hardcore.
Well, he used to be Sparkplug. Sparkplug something was his name when he had like the NASCAR gimmick back in '93. Oh my God. Well,
speaking of fuck.
Why are you coming in looking like somebody's? Hunter looks like he dressed up as somebody's mom for a skit.
Hey boys, what are you guys doing online? I'm just sitting here playing with my barbers and my wire, and thought I'd pop in.
Don't you know? Well, there you have it.
Oh my God!
Holy shit! How did you get more redneck in 1 week?
Wow, those glasses.
I put on glasses.
You look like somebody's postmenopausal, single aunt.
Why aren't you just the cutest little lesbian?
I like how all this is happening. Steven is just quiet.
I know.
Like,
he's just waiting.
Where am I?
There's some shell shock.
What is happening?
A little shell shock. I'm sure your mom thinks you're handsome there, Hunter. Don't you worry about it.
Yeah, this is a face only a middle-aged single aunt, I think you referred to it as, could love.
Postmenopausal single aunt.
Yeah.
It's like that movie,
cougar, but less desirable.
50 First Dates. Have you guys ever seen it?
Yes.
The one German lady? That's...
Oh, man.
You look like the lady that actually impressed me over in Kuwait. Like, she's been there for a minute, and she's seen a lot of young bucks walk by, but not a one. Not willing to give it the time of the day. Like, sweet stash brother. That is amazing.
I do
Hunter,
what I can for you.
I admire your bravery. I really do.
See, that was great, and it was sounding like a compliment for a second there, and then you threw out the bravery one, and I was like, oh, I think I interpreted this incorrectly.
Much like your clothing choices this morning.
It's a fucking t-shirt. What can I do wrong about a single color t-shirt?
Flannel versus t-shirts, the untold story.
All right, well, I just felt like coming in and throwing a big ass distraction bomb and then leaving. So y'all have fun.
Later, asshole. Wait. Before you leave, give us one flick. We need a mullet flick.
Oh, sure.
All right. Perfect. And last thing, since we can't get it at the end. Oh, Dick Tickler of the sacred NASCAR arena. What is your wisdom?
If you're gonna use a Barbie to self-exfoliate your manhood, it's highly recommended to snap the Barbie in half, replace one of the arms with another curved arm, so that way they're closer together and like of the same length, and then super glue it back together. And that's how you get through days alone.
Okay, so while Hunter has fun jerking himself off with Barbie, let's go back to Rico's week.
Dear God.
Deuces.
Later, bud.
I would say I miss him, but goddamn.
We got enough Hunter in like 10 seconds.
Yeah.
It was great.
I take back my previous statement. I do not miss Hunter.
That was awesome.
I'm quite glad. I'm quite glad he's not here right now. If anybody's listening, I need help.
I need an adult.
God.
Okay, Rico, keep going.
I got you.
Help me, Dad. Help.
Sidebar. Cut that.
You know I won't.
So moving on. Speaking of wrestling, I did watch the Goldberg interview. I don't know if you guys watched that on the Chris Van
I haven't caught it yet.
Velvet show. Surprisingly, Goldberg still looks like Goldberg. He's kind of went down small, but in his interview, he straight up said he hasn't had time to go into the gym. His focus has been on his son, which I haven't looked up, but apparently his son is stronger and bigger than Goldberg.
Oh shit!
So right now
that's a big
right
boy.
now he's going down, getting him ready for
Football?
college, for football. Yep. Chris asked Goldberg, when did is your son stronger than you? He's like, oh hell yeah. He's like, I knew he was strong when he was I guess doing the neck exercise. I don't know, maybe Glenn, I'm not saying New York, you never, maybe Steven has, but there's a neck machine that you could put weights on, and then you basically just your neck plate for football. So Goldberg was saying something that he knew his son was stronger than him, that at 18 he was doing the same amount of weight that he used to do.
Oh wow!
Like past him, he's like, yeah, he's way stronger than me. And then I guess him and Chris at one point like play wrestled or something. Mm-hmm. He's like, I dare you to take him on. He's like, you're not gonna be able to get him or whatever. So, surprisingly enough, he doesn't have it, but apparently Brett the Hitman Hart still has issues with him.
Really?
I don't know. It seemed like he was kind of like the way Goldberg was saying that it's not an issue with him. He feels like it's maybe an issue with his success, or at least when he went to when he wrestled Bret the Hitman Hart, because it seemed like it was more of he possibly hurt Bret the Hitman Hart, because they did show a clip where he kicked him or something.
Yeah, I remember, because it wasn't that Goldberg was super stiff in the ring. It was almost just too big for his own good, because I remember there was a few wrestlers he kind of like accidentally fucked up, because like everything I've ever heard from Goldberg is nothing was ever seemed malicious. It was just more like, I missed my spot.
And that's the one thing that he said that in the interview, he's like, if I hurt you, it's not because I did it on purpose. It's because I messed up. He's like, the way he made it seem like, you'll know when I mess you up.
That's fucked up though, because of the fact that as a professional, as a fighter in general, if you do not have control over your body, then, I mean, you're fucked up. I mean, honestly, I mean, like, there's no, oh, I accidentally did it. Oh, it's too strong. No, dude, you don't have control over yourself. It's like, if your dog bites a kid, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't have control over my dog. Fuck that.
Well, no. With Goldberg, because you got to remember, he came from the NFL, didn't he? He was brought in really quick.
He played with Deion Sanders and stuff.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, he got in really quick, so I don't think he was properly trained at first. Because I remember when he injured Brett, that was like really early in his career.
Well, I
Mhm.
mean, I imagine that training would show these things before they happen.
Mhm.
And so I think that's a bullshit excuse personally. It's
That's
like,
fair.
dude, take fucking ownership of yourself and
Mhm.
and put apply the proper amount of pressure that you need to apply. It's your body, you control it. Your opponent, if you inadequately control yourself and somebody gets hurt, accidentally, then it's either their fault because they're doing something wrong or his fault because he didn't control himself. And it sounds like he didn't control himself. That's what I'm saying.
That's
Mhm.
fair.
Especially since this is supposed to be. I mean, it's a show. It's not. It's they're performing acrobatics. They're doing things that are intended to be controlled.
Mhm.
But for him to go too far with the training, because obviously they're probably not gonna the first time they slam somebody or hurt, do some sort of trick or something else in wrestling, it's not going to be the first time that they've done it.
Mhm.
And there would have been time for him to nip that in the bud before somebody gets really fucking hurt. And so I personally think that's fucked up. That's a huge faux pas with me, especially with fighting.
No, that's fair. Although, in all fairness, in Goldberg's defense, there have been a few times where Bret Hart has kind of stretched the truth a bit about things that has happened to him. He has been a bit of a diva, especially in like the past 10, 15 years. So,
Then he needs to quit being a pussy. Then.
Well, I mean, and again, I'll post the video in the chat.
yeah, I'll
later on.
watch it. That actually does sound kind
But
of interesting.
it's
I'd
one
love
thing
to
that
hear it.
Goldberg said, like when Chris asked him, he's like, I don't even. It's like, again, I'm paraphrasing, the interview, but he was like, I don't even think about it. Like, I don't have an issue. Was there times I may have hurt him, like in a match or two? And again, they showed a clip of him kick. I think it was in the shorts. That's when they put the clip of him kicking Bret the Hammer Hart. So I took it like, oh, you gave him some sweet chin music, and it really connected, whatever. But it seemed like more or less it was between that and then his success later on, because I think
He
this happened, I think,
outdid
when Bret the
Brett
Hitman Hart
in
was
WCW.
in
Like it's
WCW.
yeah,
Yeah, it wasn't in
Goldberg
WWE.
was the biggest star that came out of there, and then Hogan
Yeah.
jumped on and Hogan it up.
Yeah.
But still, I think if there's one thing you can think of, like the first thing I think of when I think WCW is Goldberg.
hmm
And the Wolf Pack.
Oh hell yeah!
Oh wow.
Oh no, he's a certified nerd.
I would imagine, but you voted
I
him.
mean, Steven, what's your
Not
take
voting
on
him, but
this?
you brought him on.
We've been yakking away. What is your take on this, Steven?
On Goldberg?
I mean, on that whole situation. Yeah. What do we got?
So I've heard that Goldberg was pretty hard to wrestle with. He was not that fun. He hits hard, maybe not on purpose, but by accident. He hurts people, like with the jackknife. What was his move?
The
Signature
jackknife
move,
power. It was a jackknife powerbomb, right?
Yeah, jackknife powerbomb. That shit hurts. I think he hurt Conan. I don't know. I forgot.
Yeah, I do remember he fucked up Conan pretty bad. Like I know that was probably his worst one.
But who fucked up Buff Bagwell?
Rikishi? I'm just kidding. No.
No, who was it?
Because
I got a
someone
neck injury.
broke his neck.
Yeah, who
Oh,
broke?
damn.
Was it
Was that Goldberg too?
No, that might have actually been Owen Hart, because Owen Hart like fucked up quite a few people. I know he ended up he was the one who broke Stone Cold's neck, and he also jacked up what the fuck's his name? The dude Mike Hagar. I can't remember his name right now. He looks like Mike Hagar. He actually played him in the little short movie they put on YouTube.
Kurt Hennig?
No, he was an MMA fighter who also did Pride. Dan Severn? Maybe I think his name is Dan Severn. But yeah, okay. Rico, your week.
Oh, it was Rick Steiner who messed up Bagwell.
Steiner.
I saw.
That makes sense.
So moving on to wrestling games. Finally got to Destiny 2. I finished Act 2.
Nice.
We found out that a good person that was supposed to be with us actually turns bad as the conductor. So there's a lot of So I mean, it's one of those things where a villain is coming in. They believe they have the solution to humanity's problems, and is basically going to say, "Hey, whether you like it or not, this is what I'm going to do. So either join voluntarily, or you'll be forced later on." Um, so it's going to be interesting because something that we'll talk to later on is again layoffs at Bungie. And I just saw a video notification, so something tells me there's something more amiss as people start talking.
Ooh, live news.
Yeah, and that's supposedly it's been a misconception, or at least there's been lies talked about the final shape. So the final shape was the expansion in Destiny 2. And they said it performed well. And from the little what do you call that, clip art from YouTube, it shows that no, it underperformed the last expansion.
Ooh.
Yeah, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. Fortnite, again, old guy messes up, so I disappointed my son, and I saw the disappointment in his eyes. Because we were winning. We were winning. I got me some good weapons, and we were on this thing called the floating island, and he was hurt. I had to go revive him. I mean, reboot him in whatever you call it. And I decided to jump off this island because for some reason I thought you could pull out your glider, and no, I fell and died of fall damage, and I couldn't believe it.
Hey
the first
man,
thing
it
I thought,
happens. It happens.
and we were ranked 8.
Oh
And
damn! You right at the
then
end
what made it so
too.
bad, because so he's like my son for context, he's 9, so he's trying to figure out like what you do, what happened. I'm like, I said I thought I could pull out my glider. I said no, you can't. You can do that in the OG one, but you can't do this one. And then I thought about it, I was like, oh crap, I had your nitro fist. So nitro fists are these big fists that you can do uppercuts, and I said I could have used that, and he just looked at me like, it's okay. And I was like, no,
Oh,
I was just mad.
he gave you the disappointed father. It's okay.
But
Damn.
it wasn't okay.
Because we try to go top 5. Top 5 is always the goal, and I'm like, I feel bad because it's like I'm getting back to PvP games, and with Fortnite again, this is a 0 build, so it's again trying to get used to all the weapons and how the people play, how they switch out weapons, because you can get like 5 weapons or whatever if you want to. But then we play Lego Fortnite, and that was actually more fun.
Interesting.
So Lego Fortnite it's like Lego and Minecraft.
Okay.
Like you can build stuff, build houses. I found out we could build a car to go travel around. He mentioned a roller coaster. And then they have their different areas like Little Sahara and stuff like that. So you'll fight enemies. Because it has survival mode is what we played. So we enjoyed that a little bit better until we had to go run some errands and stuff like that. So obviously he's not that mad because he wanted to play duos today. But I was like, you can work. I said I got you tomorrow. We'll play duos again. So on that part. So I'm still his hero. So
That's
still
good.
strong.
That's good.
And with that, I'm gonna toss it to Glenn. Unless you want to toss it to Steven.
I'll take it because I have a couple of relevant things to pass. It was funny how you mentioned dice because I actually have an interesting paper here on the three-dimensional dynamics of a dice throw. It was a paper that was done on using chaos theory in order to talk about the dynamics of dice throw mathematically.
God, you're such a fucking nerd.
Oh, dude, it's great. It's got like diagrams and like on how it goes.
Wow, that looked like something in math class.
Yeah, right.
It
I'm
is.
like, oh, that's just disgusting. I can't touch that.
Yeah. Yeah. It's one of those things where like regarding statistics is the best way to describe it because you can never know all of the initial like conditions of a dice throw, and so it always comes down to chaos, right? And so it was kind of funny. I was going to bring that up when we were talking about your dice throw thing. The Yahtzee. So
I'm glad that you guys still don't get that reference, but okay.
Don't get it.
Yeah, don't get it. Yeah. But anyway, so onto the thing that I was talking about earlier, speaking of Bungie and a bunch of people getting laid off. So apparently this week I was released from my role on the contract due to a couple of things where things weren't working out. And oddly enough, I experienced one of those weird divine intervention things where the week prior, a good friend of mine had, sent out something where he was like, "Hey, Glenn, there's a position open at my company, and I think you'd be a really great fit. Um, why don't you want to apply for it? It's really great benefits, really great pay." And I was like, uh, I mean, yeah, sure. Or at first I was like, no, no, no. I enjoy the team that I have here. I believe in the mission that we do here. We're really, really great, and I'm getting paid well. But then a little voice was like, you should probably apply to that, Glenn. And so I did. And the very same day that I got released, I had a job interview. Quite literally 6 hours later, um, apparently impressed them enough to where they offered me the job 2 hours after that.
Nice.
And it was for more money, better benefits, to include some sort of benefit where they actually like pay for my gym membership.
Ooh.
Like I know, right? It's called like lifestyle allotment
Think what
or
they're
something
doing.
like
I think
that.
that's called fat shaming, homie.
No, it's not fat shaming. It's
No.
that although they will pay for
Leave
Weight
my buddy alone.
Watchers,
You leave
they
him alone.
they will pay for Weight Watchers.
Yeah. We got
But
no, and I know what Glenn you're talking about because at at the hospital for at
Yeah.
least I don't know if it applies to contractors, but at least for government, you have what's
Yeah.
called the wellness program.
Mhm.
So something to help with civilians they want to work out and stuff like that. Even though our gym is like really ricky dicky.
Yeah, they have the same at my job too. So that's just why I was
they
giving you shit.
at none of the contracts that I've worked previously that they have such a benefit. And so, dude, I'm like super excited. Not to mention the fact.
So are you still contractor, or are you working for the Prime?
Yes,
Okay,
I am. I'm still a contractor. Well, I mean, it is a prime contract with the customer,
Mm.
but it's one of those things where um, it's doing something that I've been trying to get back into ever since I got out of the army. So I did satellite communications for so many years in the army. Absolutely loved it. The fact that you can take a weird shaped piece of metal and then put lightning into it and make it scream at something 3,000 miles away, I think is really badass. It's a PFM, pure fucking magic. Um, and uh, and the thing that I was doing with my uh, job as of 2 days ago was service thing for VTC, but now it's going to be doing some really cool stuff with actual telecom, like real telecom. And so, dude, I am so stoked. And I honestly, like, whenever I got the news, like my knees like almost collapsed underneath me as I was telling my wife. She was in the middle of a meeting and I burst through the door, and I was like, oh my, I was like, we got the job, oh my God, we got the job, like because I mean, honestly, dude, I mean, my wife's finishing up her PhD. I really wanted her to focus on that. I have two small children that need to be taken care of, and as a dad, I mean, on a serious note here, that's what I'm supposed to do. As I'm supposed to provide. That is my life's purpose. It is not for me. It's for the babies, and my absolutely wonderful wife to do great and wonderful things for this world. And so I was beside myself, for roughly about 6 hours there, and things came swooping in and did the right thing, dude. I can't help but think that it had to be some sort of divine intervention, because it's amazing. It's really, really cool how those things work out. Everybody I've been telling, they're like, wait, you got fired and hired on the same exact day? And I'm like, yes, that's exactly what happened. Like, I don't know how. I mean, maybe I'm just
Chaos
maybe
theory.
people like the yeah, right.
It is. To Glenn's,
I rolled
to
a
Glenn's credit, that was not in the same time frame, but the same thing. I put in for a job. This actually was a Walter Reed job. I didn't even think I was gonna get hired. I thought the phone interview was bad, and as soon as I got released from one job, they had called the day before. I wanted to do an interview, and even then I thought I'm not gonna get this job, whatever. And boom, they're like, "Hey, you want this job?" And I was like, "Okay, cool."
I had kind of the
It's-
same
it's-
thing. I was surprised that they even picked me because I was like, I'm kind of an idiot.
Well, I'm quite smart apparently, because this is the sort of job that if you're dumb, lots of people suffer. So, and with that matter in mind, Thank you. I got talking too fast to set up straight somewhere.
I'm totally
going
gonna
to
edit in a fart noise right there just for fun.
Please. He just ran over.
39 minutes. Let's hope I remember.
Right. But yeah, so like on the whole time I like it was kind of funny because I mean I got a little bit of a warning the day prior. Basically after I left, they were like, "Hey Glenn, you need to meet with me and the program manager over at the office because we need to have a conversation with you before you go into the building." I'm like, well, crap. This is probably going to be like exceptionally good or more likely really really bad. And so it was, yeah, it was like the night prior. I told my wife, and she was like, she's just a rock. Oh, Crystal is just so amazing. But she was just being so good, and she started actually applying for jobs herself,
Jeez.
because I mean she's got her master's degree. She's like, a stone's throw away from a PhD. Why not, right? And but and she was like, hey, do you want to to get our minds off of things, you want to go see the Deadpool movie? And we went and saw the Deadpool movie.
Nice.
And for a while, I was able to take my mind off of it, had a sleepless night, and woke up the following morning and faced the music. And so it was, I feel like I watched the Deadpool movie not necessarily in the frame
right
of mind
mindset.
that I would but I mean it was good. It was so good. Like just the whole damn thing. It was like a final goodbye to the entire Fox Marvel universe. It was so good. A proper send off for an entire set of franchises. Not to give any more away past that, but yeah, highly suggest it. Go out and watch it, enjoy it, eat it, eat your popcorn out of whatever shaped bucket that you can find.
I wasn't able to get the Wolverine one. They had the baby Deadpool sitting in the car
Which
seat.
I almost think that's kind of cooler because I mean I think it would look really cool on a shelf personally.
I was gonna pick it up, but I was like, I don't have the space for this.
Man, you should have told me because it's a drink. It's a drink holder.
Yeah, one part's a drink.
Popcorn,
Yeah,
and a popcorn in the bottom.
Hey man, I can
So
go pick you one up. They're like $40 though. It was a little pricey.
I mean, dude, you want to get me a Christmas present? Go for it.
Yeah.
But yeah, all in all, I mean, apart from that news, it really pales in comparison. I know that on Slimedime's Minecraft server, which I am a active participant, we are no longer playing Pokemon 2 due to an errant hopper that was apparently facing the wrong direction, and it basically made the server crash, which is really really strange.
Oh god.
And what the bad thing was is like, I mean, whenever hosting a Minecraft server, I mean, you can actually go in and find out like what the actual thing is going through the command line.
Mm-hmm.
And like we knew the coordinate, we knew what it was. We did our best to figure out what the problem was, but anytime anybody walked near it, it crashed. And so we were like, we can either skunk this one and just have that as like a no-go zone, or start a new server. And so this week we started a mod pack called Craft to Exile 2, which is a really really cool mod pack that uses I forgot the name of the, here, give me 2 seconds. It is a mod pack where you have classes and like combat, PvP, exploration, magic. So basically you can choose a class and have skills, and there's like this huge ass tech tree. It's so freaking big. And for this one, I spec'd out to be, well, none other than a bard or a minstrel in this
Nice.
in the name of the mod pack, because that's just kind of how I am. The other big thing that happened this weekend for me, I went to the FlameCon board game convention. It was so much fun. Tons and tons of fun. they had people from all over the world coming over. It's the biggest con that we have in San Antonio. Happens every 6 months.
Nice.
And this year they had it at the Schertz Civic Center. It was just awesome. Giveaways. They had so many giveaways by the Printed Meeple, which is a local game shop that also does 3D printing and stuff like that. So it was actually they started on Thursday, went Friday, and then Saturday was actually my daughter's birthday. She turned 10 years old, and that's what she wanted to do for her birthday, was go to a board game convention and go play board games. Wait, did I talk about that last week?
I think you did a little bit, but we
A little
had to
bit.
condense
Well,
everything.
right, because I did. I think
you
last
dropped
Thursday.
what board games you bought, and then that was
Right.
kind of it.
So
Did you get to play Slay the Spire?
no, I did not.
Damn. All
I could not find it. Believe you me, I tried. Because the last time we recorded was on Thursday last week, which was the first night of the podcast, which I had to leave early to show up with you guys instead of enjoying my time with my friends. But just kidding.
Oh,
wow.
Shoot, shots fired.
Pew pew. Right. Anyway, so
Lifted us up and then pile drive us right down.
yep, just like
Yeah.
Goldberg. But no, so Friday was great, and then Saturday spent it with the kids. Hung out with my buddy Herb, who's part of the 501st. Kids took some great photos with him. He's dressed up as an Empire pilot. They actually have photos of both my son and my daughter in the helmet, and they really enjoyed it. It was tons of fun. I think there's a little girl there that was enjoying my son's company quite a bit. She's approximately the same age as him, one of the vendor's kids, and he was basically spending every waking moment that he was there. In the days prior, she was like, "Hey, is my son's name there?" And I was like, "Oh no, he'll be on Saturday." And she was like, "Oh, okay." And whenever he showed up, she was like so excited to see him. I told her mom, I was like, "Okay, well, if Isaac's gonna hang out with her, I guess I'll see you at the wedding." That's how that went. And then got to play lots of that Too Many Cats board game with my daughter. Showed my friend Herb how to play Hanafuda, and he was instantly enamored by it because of the fact that he was like, "Why didn't I know about this? This would have been great to have in the Navy," because card games in general, everybody running around with French suited cards, and this was Portuguese suited deck that the Japanese made, so that was kind of cool. So that pretty much sums up my week. Was board game weekend, birthday for my daughter. We had sushi afterwards, by the way. Caroline's choice. She's an old soul, I guess.
Either that or a weeaboo.
I think she's walking down that route.
Oh gosh. The dragons though.
She actually, whenever she grows up, she wants to be an art teacher. And
Yeah, she's gonna be a weeaboo. I'm sorry.
I have a strong inclination that is exactly what she is going to pursue.
Real quick question.
Yeah.
Because I know what a weeaboo is. Can you explain it so Steven knows?
Steven knows what a weeaboo is.
Oh my God, you fucked up the joke.
He not only knows it, he is one.
Exactly.
Literally.
No,
but what is the real definition of a weeaboo? Is someone that's
I think it's just it's a
Japanese descent?
No, a weeaboo is a Japanophile who gets all their information from anime and manga, pretty much.
Oh, like Filthy Frank was explaining
Filthy
one
Frank
time.
did an entire video on it. That's the actual definition of a weeaboo. I am so glad that you pulled the Filthy Frank card.
I will say this.
I'm so glad you remembered that.
So Friday night, during the con, I made a promise to a good friend of mine at the con that I was going to take him out to go do karaoke. And wouldn't you fucking know it, that somebody did karaoke of Dancing in the Dark by fucking Joji.
Oh, dude, because it's a fucking fun song to sing.
Well, like, it's one of those things where, like, I was taking a look at it, and you have, like, Filthy Frank, who's like, "Hey, listen here, fuckers. I'm gonna talk to you about fucking weeboos. I fucking hate them. Yeah, because
No, you gotta get more. You gotta get more of the throat with it.
and so on and so forth, right? To then turn around
And become
and
an
do the
actual
pink-
really good singer.
and turn into do the pink guy phase.
Yep.
To make the steady
Hey, boss.
transition, steady transition over to, for all intents and purposes, like a Japanese American pop idol that fucking makes any R&B singer out there give him a run for his money. I mean, like, honestly, the dude's transformation was quite spectacular. I think the Gamer from Mars did a special on him, actually, showing the transition from Filthy Frank to Joji, and like the methods that he used in order to basically essentially saying that he wanted to be Joji this whole damn time, but he used Filthy Frank as a platform in order to make the transition over to what he really was. And I thought that was
Filthy Frank is Joji?
Yeah, Filthy Frank is
yes,
Joji.
same guy.
So what the even crazier part is, I want to say like maybe fairly early on in his Filthy Frank career, he ended up creating that whole like his whole multiverse essentially, and he utilized that to skyrocket himself into a pop singer. I fucking love it. And by the way, if you want to know the end of the Filthy Frank saga, there is a book on Amazon called Francis of the Filth that completes the story, as well as it's like a mini biography.
And it's also the last video in the Filthy Frank series. And he kills himself off by throwing him in a fucking hole while Pink Guy's sitting there like,
yes.
It's like, dude, how the it was fucking
2010's YouTube was a fucking trip.
Yeah, dude. I mean, honestly, I mean, who would have thought that a grand network such as the internet would bring forth such artistry and such keen insight into just somebody who can do both, fucking a hair cake with iDubbbz and a ballad that is almost as heartfelt as any other. I mean, honestly, dude.
Guys, Glenn is getting real into this right now. We might need to put the censor bar up because there's going to be some stains on the monitor, I think.
What's that? Oh no.
You're going a little too hard, buddy.
I'm just saying, no,
do you
dude,
need a cigarette?
I already have one, thank you. But no, I just appreciate it. I think it's really badass.
No, that's
how
right.
I was able to do that. Yeah. So, but yeah, that was my week. So, Stevie, give me what you got. Show me what you got.
Hit me with your best shot.
Nice to meet you guys. Thanks for having me here. I'm a pretty boring guy. So this week,
bullshit. I call bullshit.
Yeah, I am pretty boring. This week I picked up my comic books from the comic book store. From Tashi Station, I believe it's called.
So now what you have to do is actually tell us what smut you're reading.
Oh, let me go grab it real quick.
And in this dead air, we will talk about one of the funniest instances that I ever had regarding Filthy Frank, which was the introduction of him. No.
Oh, my bad. Did I cut you off?
No, keep going.
No. I was being way far. I was going, hey, sidebar, don't let him go on. Don't let him go anymore.
Nico introduced me to Filthy Frank, if anything. If anybody is the freaking fanboy over here, it's this guy.
Every D&D character I've made that has had longevity has been based off Filthy Frank.
Yes, and as his former GM, I have personally witnessed this. What was that one pirate that you had with like the really shitty beard?
Oh God, that was like a mix between Filthy Frank and Kefka from Final Fantasy.
So yes, I am not the fan.
Yeah,
this guy is a fan of the filth. Steven, please take it.
Regale us with your stories of comic books.
Take it.
Well, if you're a real Filthy Frank fan, are you a real Joji fan?
Oh, dude, I love Joji. Joji's fucking awesome. Again, fangirl.
Well, I love Joji too. High five.
Bam.
So I haven't been to the comic book store in 2 months. And I get a pull list, so it's like a subscription. So I went there, I think on Monday or Tuesday, and I got $100 worth of comics.
That's a lot of comics.
Oh,
Unless they up the
I was
price,
gonna
because
say,
they used to be like $5
In
a
this
pop.
economy,
Yeah,
in
what
this
are they, like
economy,
$10 now?
Right. That might be not so much.
A lot of money. My wife was not happy.
All right, what'd you
So,
get?
the pull list, I got Ultimate X-Men,
Okay.
Okay.
Ultimate Black Panther,
Okay.
The Immortal Thor,
Okay.
Ooh.
The Ultimates,
Okay.
Superior Spider-Man,
Okay.
Oh, that's a good one.
Ultimate Spider-Man.
Okay.
Oh.
I got Marvel Gods, and I think it's pronounced Gods by Jonathan Hickman. Incredible Hulk, Blood Hunt, one shot. The Incredible Hulk, which is a phenomenal fucking series. And I got Doom. I think it's a one shot as well. I think
Okay.
it's
Is
about
it
Dr. Doom.
Dune or Doom?
Doom.
Like
D-O.
As in Doctor Doom or Doom the game?
Oh, cool.
Like Dr. Doom, I believe.
Oh, I was thinking like Doom guy. Silly me. Okay.
No, there's
cool.
a Doom comic, but it hasn't come out since like '95.
Oh man.
So have you
That
read the
struck the bone.
Superior Spider-Man?
I have read the first run by what's his name, Dan Slott,
Okay.
and then this is the continuation of it.
And just how big approximately is the size of the page for the Ultimates? You know, to fit all the torso and chest in there for all of the different Ultimates characters.
What?
I'm not understanding that question, but I'll
So
try to answer
okay,
it.
right. So like I remember like the Ultimates comics, like the characters were like really weirdly proportioned. It was just like they were all peck. Like
Are you sure
just
you're not thinking of Alex
No, that's that one.
Ross's?
That's not Alex Ross.
Or no, Rob Liefeld.
He's
Yeah,
the one
or
with
Rob
Captain America
Morrow.
guy like this.
yeah.
Like, he looks more like.
Yeah, it was like basically like you know Captain America like swallowed a fucking barrel. Like,
Yeah, no, dude, that's Rob
Yeah.
Liefeld.
Okay,
it was.
Roger.
It was
Okay, so
terrible.
this is yeah. I was gonna say because whenever I hear Ultimates, that's what I think of.
Okay.
Is that particular series is just like so fucking extra. You know, even the art style.
So, Steven, when you don't have a Marvel dick in your mouth, what have you been reading?
World
Whoa,
Tree.
whoa, whoa, whoa.
Have you guys heard of World Tree?
No.
It's
No.
by Image Comics. It's about the end of the world per se, and there's like an underground internet, so the dark net, which is basically kind of demonic or something, and it's taking over people's lives. So there's a naked chick running around murdering people,
Okay.
and
Yeah,
she's getting away with it because of
She's
the
naked.
Because
yeah,
she's naked.
she's naked, she's hot, and the undernet, yeah, they call it the undernet. So the undernet gives you this ability to daze people. It's kind of hard to explain. I gotta reread it. I
So
haven't read.
it's like a magical like internet. It's kind
Yeah.
of funny, like the way they touch on something like this in the World of Darkness game series, which basically the virtual adepts have access to such a thing, and it just so happens to be the spirit world or something like that. And that also may be where Nico has hosted his grannyfootfinder.com website as well, I'm sure, seeing as nobody can remember where it's at.
Is that a real site?
Oh, yeah. No, dude, I actually bought grannyfootfinder.com.
You did not.
Yeah, I did.
You really, you son of a bitch.
I
Oh my
actually
God.
bought it.
Did you-
And if the redirect's set up properly, it should go right to my YouTube channel.
Incredible.
you,
Has
you,
your YouTube channel like increased in viewership?
No.
No. Oh.
I also
You
I
wily
just
son
set
of
up
a
the redirect
bitch.
before the podcast actually. But I also bought nerdverseodyssey.com, so I'm going to build out that website when I get some free time.
So all you poor bastards who were redirected here to hear the supple sound of my voice.
Unfortunately, there
for
are
all
no
of
granny
us,
feet here.
we sincerely apologize for our lack of feet.
I don't.
But
I
we
did it
wish
for the
you well.
memes.
My God.
You know, there is a saying: if you keep fucking around, you might get your toes sucked.
Oh yeah, what's up? All right, continue on with your week, man.
We know you have those HEB fee.
Nico, I think I told you I bought a shit ton of Gundam models.
Yes. And
So,
I have a
that's
table
the
and
thing.
terrain set up so we can play it.
I just gotta find time to build my shit. It's very, very hard, you know. I gotta sit down, I gotta clip the motherfuckers, and then you have to clip the nubs too, or sand it down.
Now,
It's just a
do
lot of
you do
work.
the now? Here's every modeler is different, but do you snip at the base of at the like where it touches the actual model piece and then use an X-Acto knife to slice it off, or are you one of those psychopaths who clips above it and then cuts it off?
Yeah, I clip above it and then cut it off.
Oh, you're crazy.
Much like the doc did with Nico whenever he was born.
But yeah, I got Gundam models. I've been playing a lot of Marvel Rivals,
How is
and
it?
that game it's awesome.
Is it the
Have you
answer to
played?
Overwatch that people are saying it is?
I think it is. I love Marvel,
Okay.
and I love Overwatch 1 when it first came out.
Overwatch,
So
is that related to Overpower?
No. Overwatch was
No,
a
no, no, no.
first-person shooter by Blizzard. It was a 4v4 arena shooter.
I thought you were talking about whenever you're saying Marvel, because Marvel had a card game called Overpower back in the day, which I own several cases of because my father purchased them for me when I was a child. That we didn't actually know the rules to, but it was actually quite fun, and the artwork was really good on it. Lots of Ultimate style artwork on there to hammer in down that point.
Was that a trading card game or like a collectible?
Yeah,
card game?
it was a playing card game. Like it was like Magic, and you would basically have four heroes on a team, and there was three different types of attacks. It was either like there was like a fist symbol for like strength, and then there was like a big energy burst for an energy attack, and there was a green symbol. I'm trying to remember what it was exactly. I would have to look it up, but yeah, essentially you had three different styles of attack that you would use for your hero's powers, and there was other things that you would equip with your powers, like Emma Frost had like diamond skin, or the Hulk had an effect that could like affect the entire field. But yeah, it was really cool. I enjoyed it. Lots and lots of fun. Lots of mid '90s superheroes like Sentry and stuff like that. So yeah, all Marvel.
Speaking of Marvel, I just want to say something.
Ooh.
Have
Gotta
you
be
guys
careful.
read The Immortal Hulk by Al Ewing?
I have not.
I know
Gotcha.
I have not, but I know who you're talking about.
That comic book fucking changed my life. It changed my life. I
Okay.
said fuck you to my wife and my kid, and I just read that book religiously every day and every night. It was so damn good, man. Anyways.
Here I am talking about fatherly responsibility and
He said, "I'm
all the
fucking
goodly
gonna read
things.
comic books."
He's like,
Look.
fuck it, I'm going to read comic books. Incredible Hulk.
Stevens, to his defense, it's the same way I felt with Planet Hulk, and then with World War Hulk.
That's
Oh,
fair.
that was
the
a
point
great
where-
series.
To the point where I got Greg Pak to sign it twice. We went to
you
remember
slap
we
it?
went to Baltimore Comic Con?
Dude, I did that with Luther Strode. Like, I got every single issue I had
man.
signed by Justin Jordan because I've read that set series probably 6 times now.
Do you guys slap
The
your
only thing-
comics?
That sounded like an odd sex maneuver. What'd you say?
Slabbing, he intends to say that you render them unreadable,
Oh,
much
hell
like
no.
you would, in the same way that you would, like a playing card for like Magic the Gathering to get it graded.
Do you see the 32-inch CRT TV sitting in the back there? Do you think I grade shit that's old? I play everything and read everything. What's the point of buying it if you're not going to use it?
Well, fair enough. I mean, it's signed. I don't know.
Oh no, I mean if it's a sign, is it a single or a trade?
Mm, is that a question for me?
That yes, you're the one who said it was signed.
No. You were talking about you had a signed comic book.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, trade paperbacks. No, yeah. I'm gonna read them regardless.
Yeah, mine's were
Okay.
graphic novels. Graphic
Yeah.
novels with the hard covers.
Oh, I got
So they at least had a blank page they can sign off on.
Mm. All right, well keep
Oh, yeah,
going, man. Keep going. We don't want dead air. All our
Oh,
listeners, all
shit.
2 of them will leave.
I'll
I've
start
been
talking
playing a lot
about
of
dirty
FIFA.
stuff.
Hey, shout out to Jason from Pinay Collectibles. I know he watches
Oh yeah, he does
the
watch.
show.
Hi, Jason.
Um,
One day I'll
Hi,
come to your store.
Jason. Send us free shit.
Yeah, no, wait. God damn it.
Oh, you guys have sponsors?
I guess now we do.
No. Yeah, hey, Jason, please, hey, sponsor us. Like, $5. $5 or at least, hey, let me get like one free pop, one of the cheap ones you have. I won't say nothing to nobody.
Tell you what, give him a 5% discount on the next pop he buys. That's usually what the military discount is, right?
Yeah,
Get that veterans discount.
I mean, with Panay Collectibles it's a local shop that's in an area that sells between. It's like a market and stuff. But with Panay Collectibles, he's more diving into records,
Mm.
and so no matter the type of music, he'll buy it. They'll repair them. We call it record players, stereo equipment. He has I think it's a Japanese PlayStation, like
Nice.
PlayStation I've seen in there, PS3, PS2, some other junk that I think I saw when I was a kid.
Now I'm gonna need you to drop the name of that store in chat so I can go find him this weekend.
Yeah.
You know, as an audiophile, like, dude, records, you know, stroke the bone. I tell you.
Oh, dude, records are awesome. That's why I'm gonna get that album I made into a record.
I was going to say, because of the fact that, like, when the apocalypse comes or when the revolution comes, whichever one first, you know, it's a physical manifestation of the music, and it can be, you know, essentially played without power, which I thought was really badass. So yeah, dude, that's awesome that they repair them. It's people like that start the edge of you know what eventually becomes the historians that maintain this sort of thing. And so, I mean, I'm sure people have been doing it for decades by now, but you know, I respect the fuck out of that sort of stuff. Is that, you know, because you're preserving the artifacts of yesterday for several weeks from now. You know what I mean? That's so
Yeah.
cool.
He's in Woodbridge, right?
Yeah, he's in Woodbridge. He's like 5 minutes.
So
Not
for
even
any of our
5 minutes.
listeners that are in the Woodbridge area of
Take my back.
Virginia or in
Take that
Northern
one.
Virginia regardless, please go to
Panay Collectibles.
Panay Collectibles. There you go. There's your sponsor, Reed, man.
Hey, you get more customers. Let me get like one pop per customer. Nah, but I mean, his store. I mean, I think he had it for about a year or two. So I know he was selling pops at one time. He was selling some figurines. He is trying to get some merchandise off his hands. So anybody wants to collect figurines, like what was it? The little dome thing for the Infinity Stone. I bought like a 3D model one, but his is like actually big. Thanos' glove and stuff like that. But I think he's more going into records. So from jazz to rock to I think hip hop. Even the
Give
one
a shout out to
Japanese
the Entity
girl.
fans.
Even posters, everything you can find it there. So
That's awesome.
If
All right.
he has any Sleep Token vinyl, let me know, man.
put it right here.
All right, Steve, keep going. Keep going. It's on you.
Go.
Shit. I've been playing a lot of FIFA. Been working a lot. I quit smoking cigarettes
Oh,
like 2 hours ago.
we'll see how
need
long that
more.
lasts. Good luck.
Well, I tried to quit like 2 weeks ago. No.
Yeah,
I
and then
lied.
CrowdStrike happened.
Yeah.
Vaping will make you quit, but
It doesn't.
It just makes you just smell slightly better, and
Slightly
you
better.
take
It's
in
like night and day, homie.
But don't you get oil on your face when you vape a lot?
No.
Oh, just grow a beard, you'll be fine. No,
Well, especially if you have a beard, you'll have a lot of oil.
it's moisturized. But no, it basically just makes you smoke at a lower rate more often.
That's about
That's
right.
basically yeah. It's great.
I can't go digital.
I can't go digital.
I can't.
You're like,
Oh,
I
okay.
smoke nothing but analog cigarettes and listen to analog music and read analog comic books. Screw your digital world.
All right, man. Anything else of interest?
Um, no, that's about it on my boring life.
All right.
I think it sounds quite exciting. I don't envy you, but you know what? I'm sure somebody does.
Now you're boring as shit, dude. I'm sorry.
Thanks, man.
Okay.
And on that note, we'll hand it off to Nico, or at least Steven. Do you want to give it to Nico, or you want to just skip him?
I'll give it to Nico.
Well, I thank
Here you
you.
go, my man.
I will take the ball.
Big
Fuck
surprise
off.
here. Big surprise.
All right. So, as Glenn did, I watched Deadpool. It was very, very good. Highly recommended. Especially if you grew up in like the 90s and early 2000s and caught like some of the original Marvel movie run. There's some stuff in there that's gonna make you go ooh. I think I lucked out. I was in a really good theater. It wasn't fully populated, but everybody in there was, except for the one guy sitting next to me. Everybody else in there was getting like excited and hyped, and you got like clapping when some of the people come on, which honestly was deserved because like some of the cameos they pulled in there made me question how the fuck they even managed it. But yeah, no, it was very good. Highly recommend it.
Jennifer Garner still got it, by the way.
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
Okay.
Games. I've been playing a lot more Elden Ring. I think I figured out my problem. I ended up going... I zigged when I should have zagged, and I just kind of beeline to the end of the DLC. So I've come back before finishing it to clean up the map a bit, and I found... Dude, that is just Elden Ring 2. That should not have been a DLC. They should have just slapped Elden Ring 2 on it. They could have sold it as is. It is absolutely fantastic. If you haven't played Elden Ring, buy it, love it, enjoy it. It is chef's kiss.
I was going to say, I mean, the cost of the DLC though was
$40.
approximately the same. I was going to say it sounds like the same
Yeah.
price as a normal game. So I mean, they kind of did they?
They kind of did. But no, worth every penny. Like if you were to go dollar to hour on this one, it's practically theft.
Were you surprised by the reveal?
I have not gotten there yet. I unfortunately got spoiled. I got spoiled on the final boss, but very minimally. But I know who it is. I'm very excited for that fight.
Wait, is it the guy on the cover? No, just kidding.
No, dude, so that's the craziest thing. The guy on the cover isn't even like a consequential boss. He's maybe even rushing. He's maybe like 2 hours into the game.
Okay, because I was going to say, I mean, like usually whenever they had like the big boss, it's like
He's the
you
one.
know, they
Yeah,
have,
it's usually the one
it's
on the
one
cover. But this time,
right?
Mesmer is not the main boss. Fuck it, that's not spoilers.
What? You spoiled it.
No, though that's definitely not spoilers. There is the ending boss is a fucking spoiler because that was straight out of left field. But no, that is actually one of the. I thought that fight was actually done a lot better than the Millennia fight, and I had a lot more fun with it. But they're kind of like on the same tier of difficulty because it is not an easy fight. Like he felt like an end boss, and he's the midpoint. Aside from that, for anybody who likes old school PlayStation 1 games, Tomba just got a re-release and remaster that released today on PC and modern consoles, up to and including the Switch. And I can say right now that it runs very well on the Switch, and it is still stupid fun. So if you've never played Tomba or you have nostalgia for it, it's an easy it's easily worth the $20 asking price.
What's Tomba?
You play as kind of like, best way to describe it is anime kid Tarzan with purple hair, and you're beating the shit out of pigs. It's like an action platformer, but it is really really fun. It was by Square Enix too, so it has some of that like old Square Enix charm.
So
Oh,
Angry
I see
Birds.
it. Oh, I think I played this before.
Yeah, it was one of the biggest. I think it was. I don't know if it was ranked as one of the most played PlayStation demo disc games, but it definitely was one of the ones when you say PlayStation demo disc, that's the first game that pops into most people's mind is Tomba.
Tomba. I think I played this at Walmart.
Yeah, that's exactly where I played it the first time too, back in the day. Aside from that, I bought some more comics. I picked up Hellraiser Nightbreed Jihad book 1 and 2. I read these many years ago. It's Clive Barker decided to take his Hellraiser series and his Nightbreed series and combine them together, and it's really good. It has fantastic art, really good story. It's
Do they like take the storyline from both?
Yeah,
And
so
combine them to a common source or something?
yes, I think it's the one of the members of the Nightbreed ends up summoning the Cenobites, and it's very Clive Barker-y. That's the best way to put it. It Clive Barker's all over the place, but it is a fantastic read. If you can find the complete series for under $40, pick it up. I got lucky and was able to, but I've seen it go from usually you can pick up issue. I want to say it's the second issue is usually really cheap, like between like $5 to $10. It's issue 2 that usually costs a pretty penny. Like I've seen that in the ballpark of like $100. I lucked out and paid 20 for both. I think I just got really lucky. So pick that up. I'm gonna reread that if I have time this weekend because my wife's going out of town for her birthday. I might try and read it this weekend, but God only knows. I also picked up Bucky O'Hare.
Wow.
How many of you people have any nostalgia for Bucky O'Hare?
I mean, as a Ninja Turtles fan, I have a lot of nostalgia for that.
So the original comic run was only 5 issues. I've seen the trade paperback go for minimum 75. I think Amazon has a copy for about 150. I picked it up for $20 because the spine is kind of like it's missing some of like the original print. Like it's a little shredded, but it looks fairly in like decent enough condition. So super excited I got that because I haven't read Bucky O'Hare since I was like 6-ish. So that's gonna be a fun one when that comes in. Aside from that, I kind of put Hikari Sentai Masked Man on hiatus just because I've gotten into a bit of a YouTube rabbit hole. I've been watching a lot of drama channels as of late, specifically Turkey Tom. And Mutahar popped up with some interesting stuff about Mr. Beast, which I'd love to talk about that later if y'all know anything about that, because it is a shit show.
Oh, yes. It is such a shit show.
Like, worse than Dr. Disrespect, I think.
Wow, I thought he just said...
Oh, no. Some shit came out.
This is like Rick and Morty levels of bad.
Yeah. And I've also been watching a lot of Hugbees just because he's a cynical, nihilistic asshole, and I find him super funny. And that is my week. Yeah.
With a fine rock eyebrow up there for a second.
Yeah, right. So I would say then, let's get into the news. Rico, let's go. Xbox and Bungie, hit it.
So the first thing is and some of you guys if you guys are watching the thing, you're seeing my face because I'm getting news as we go, more updates.
Is this for Bungie?
Oh, dude, it's even worse.
Do you want to like hold off on the Bungie for like a few minutes and talk about Xbox first?
What about Xbox?
That they closed the 360 store.
Oh yeah.
Well, they closed the 360 store. There you go.
So everybody's still to say the
I would say the 360 store marketplace. It just came to an end. I mean, it's I didn't say the writing's on the wall. I think that's cliche, but it's like 360 is pretty much out the door with the latest games coming out there right now. So for the
and
most part, they just said that.
let's be fair
Go ahead.
here. How many of those games can you actually get and play on an Xbox now? Because they've been doing the whole backwards compatible thing with the Xbox One,
Yeah.
or the Xbox Series X or whatever. So
Yeah.
in all fairness, I understand it because there's still a storefront to purchase from. The one thing I will say, I haven't looked into it. Are you able to download like any your purchases at all, or are the
Yeah.
servers done?
Yes. So
Okay.
the servers for the games are not done, but there's a caveat, and I'll post the frequently asked questions
Mhm.
because somebody I follow on Twitter actually posted it.
Mhm.
So as far as the servers they run are good, but depending on who runs them, as far as the games, whatever, not manufacturers, but the companies, they are the ones who
Publishers,
down,
I think the word.
yeah, they may
So
shut
the
down the
publishers
servers.
can shut it down.
Yeah, on
Wow.
that part.
So here's the interesting thing about that. The first publisher to delist their games and make it so something that you purchased you cannot re-download are going to get into a shit heap of trouble with fans. Guaranteed.
Oh yeah.
So I'm actually kind of curious to see who's going to do that, because I have a feeling it's going to be either Ubisoft or EA. Guaranteed. I don't think it would be Activision because Microsoft owns Activision. I don't think they give a shit.
No, I mean for the most part, I mean if they do shut it down, it's either because it's a cost thing. Either they don't want to spend the money for it, and there's no money coming to it. And then with a lot of the old titles,
Mhm.
it's the support for it. I mean, but the great thing is that if you did purchase games
Mhm.
on the 360 on the online store, you can download them onto your new Xbox One,
Mhm.
Xbox what is it? Xbox One, Xbox X,
It's the Xbox Series. There's
Yeah.
and Series X and Series S.
So I mean, so you can buy them. One thing I understand, because at one point they said that you can't purchase the games, but you could still purchase the games online. So I need to go back on that one.
I wonder if it's kind of like
It's
what,
not like they're
Sony did, where
unavailable.
you couldn't purchase it through the console, but you could purchase it through the online web store. Because Sony did that for, I want to say, about a year and a half before they actually fully closed down the PlayStation 3 store.
Well, and they had to with PlayStation, they had to honor all the keys that they had released already.
Mm-hmm.
So, and
Right.
there was that.
So essentially, it's just Xbox. It's just Microsoft shutting down a process, no different than Nintendo.
Yeah.
It's one of
And
those
that's
where
the
it's
thing, like Nintendo's going to do that with the Switch at some point. That's why I'm kind of hoping that the successor to the Switch will actually be backwards compatible.
right.
Which I'm almost positive it will be at this point.
I wonder though, with the physical games, if they're going to be backwards compatible, much like the 3DS
I think
and
it's
the
been
DS is.
confirmed that you can use Switch or Switch games on the new system. I think that has been confirmed.
They're
'Cause
not
I
going
know
to pull like a PS Vita with the
No.
PSP.
No, there
which
was
is, like,
confirmation
download
that
only.
your digital purchases will work on the new system. Apparently, sometime
No,
before
that's
the
good
end
to
of the
know.
year, we're supposed to be getting a direct about it. So, because I think rumor has it it's going to come out sometime March 2025.
That's right around the corner.
Yeah, it's really
Just-
close. So,
Just in time for my birthday. All right.
okay, hit us with that sweet, sweet Bungie news.
All right. So for those who's been listening to the podcast, the only game I truly play is Destiny. Reason for that is because a long time ago, I was introduced to a game by my little brother. The game was called Halo.
Mhm.
I got my ass kicked in PvP. So I made it my mission that I would play this game, I will learn it, and then I will come back and whoop everybody's ass in PvP. Unbeknownst to me, though, Halo had an awesome story, but eventually those folks who were behind Halo,
Not to
as far as
mention
Bungie-
great music too on top of that.
Mhm.
Oh yes. Eventually cut ties and from the game and decided to do their own thing for as Destiny. So unfortunately, the latest round of layoffs they had, this is basically round 2 of layoffs that they done. In this case, they let go 220 workers.
Ooh.
They laid off. With
Which is
150
like
work.
What
Go ahead.
sort of percentage is that of the workforce?
17%.
17%. That's like almost 1 in 5.
Yep.
Wow.
So 200. Dang, it hit Nico that hard. Okay. He's like, oh my god.
It must be all the smoke
Yeah.
I'm letting out. Sorry, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. 220 workers laid off, with 150 workers transitioning to a position within Sony. What is it? Sony and I don't know, industrial entertainment, something or interactive.
Sony International or something like that.
Yeah. So they don't say what the positions are. And again, the 150 is it's not like, hey, it's part of the 220. No, they laid off 220, and then 150 got, I guess you can call it, got lucky. They're transitioning over to Sony to different projects, and it sounds like they don't even have a say so of what projects they're going to be assigned to on that part.
So is there only like a skeleton crew working on Destiny 2 now?
Well, it seems like it's now, because they're saying now that there's only going to be 2 DLCs a year
Mm-hmm.
and 2 seasons a year. That's it. 6 months interval. No more week by week progress, whatever. It's basically, hey, here's your mission, and that's it.
I
And then
thought
you may get-
I thought
That seems
the,
like a
the
really
final
like
shape was
slow
the end.
death.
Yeah, that sounds
Huh?
that sounds like it's being sunsetted, or they're sunsetting it.
That's funny, because usually sunset was what they did with the weapons. Well, see, the thing that it is that the Bungie CEO Peter Parsons says that the reason why these layoffs comes again is because the economy is really expensive, guys. It's really got really expensive gas, food, and everything. But they had the awesome idea to stretch the company thin and try to go expand themselves to 3 franchises. So they try to do it to where the three games were Matter, which got canceled in 2020.
Mm-hmm.
Payback ought to be Destiny 3, but I just found out now it was supposed to be a spin-off in the Destiny universe, and that got canceled now. Marathon, which is supposed to be a 3
Is that
3
canceled?
versus 3. No, it's still in development,
Can they fucking
God
cancel
bless.
that? It's not Marathon.
but it's in development. They'll receive criticism from test team on game performance, because the main thing was that when they had some people who played what's another PvP game? It's not called Turok, but it starts with a T. I'm surprised you guys didn't know what it
Tarkov?
was. I think it's Tarkov. They had some people playing Tarkov come in and play that one, and when they gave them their critique, they're like, "Do you think this game will be successful if we release it now?" They're like, "No,
Oh,
it won't."
jeez. Well,
So-
here's the thing.
Sounds like they.
as
go
as somebody who's a huge fan of boomer shooters, like Marathon's up there at the top. Why the fuck are they turning it into a 3v3 arena game? Like, it doesn't make any sense.
This,
Well, I mean,
this is
I
why
was
we
gonna
may
say-
have to make a special podcast on this. Hold on, man, real quick.
Okay, go ahead.
Because the reason why I say you got a good point is just I saw a Young Ye video off of what I'm not gonna even try to do the guy's name, but it was a guy who's been behind a couple of some of the great Japanese games, talking about how AAA studios they try to do one thing, they try to do market research when it comes to a game or target audience. And his point was, you can't rely on both.
Yeah,
you
exactly.
basically got to make a game for yourself and then go from there.
Bingo.
And so for Marathon, that was the thing was, matter of fact, what's the one thing everybody's playing right now? It's going to PvP games. Even when it came to Destiny, to me it was a PvE game. And I know it was like, we're gonna make it PvP, and I'm like, come on, man, I don't want another, kind of like how Modern Warfare Call of Duty was it was story, next thing you know it became PvP, and then at one point, if you got it on 360, I think it was, if you pay $60, you don't even get a story. It's just PvP. And I was like, that's the most stupidest thing. Yeah, look it up. I think it was Call of Duty Modern Warfare or another one where
I
you pay
remember that.
$60,
I remember that.
and all you got was the if you played it on I think it was on 360 and PlayStation 3, you only got the PvP. You didn't get no story, but you're still playing the same price.
Yep.
of
I
60
actually
bucks,
I
and you-
think that was probably the PS4 and Xbox One era, only because I think that was Black Ops 3 that did that. I think that it started with Black Ops 3.
I dare say I think they're putting all their eggs in one basket by limiting themselves to, things that they think will absolutely win, and as opposed to letting things organically grow in hype.
And see, here's the thing.
They're forcing their hand.
Well, here's the
and
thing.
that never works. Never
look at
works
how
on the market.
oversaturated the first-person shooter PvP market is. You got Marvel Rivals, you got Destiny, you got Call of Duty, you have Halo, you have Counter-Strike, and I can keep going. Like,
I mean, dude, name a game studio, and there's probably going to be one for them.
Bingo.
Bingo, yeah.
It's like nobody does anything. Nobody.
It's because it's easy.
Exactly.
It's easy. You can asset flip. It's not. There's no artistry. There's no creativity to it. It's like, hey, this is, essentially for all intents and purposes, it's like, Toyota putting out beaters the same like Ford is putting out, beaters, as opposed to, Lamborghini actually making a great product. Lamborghini doesn't make beaters, but they have they're spending the money to make the supercars that they do, and so it's PvP shooters. You don't need to create content because of the fact that you have a human driving it. You're essentially, usurping the programming of the player itself in order to drive your content. But the problem is that if you have no players, if you have no players to run the engine that runs the opposition, then you're fucked.
Well, it's like when Fortnite became so big, every big studio had to have a battle royale game.
Yeah, I mean, again, it started off with I think it started off with, at least for
PUBG.
when I was introduced, was PUBG.
Yep.
And
then Fortnite came out, and then everybody else had to do one.
Yeah.
Fucking clout chasers, every single one of them.
It's not so. Even though I was apprehensive about Fortnite, it was the same thing. But in Destiny's case, and going to Glenn's point, what it seems like right now that everything is coming out, is that between this CEO and whoever, once that Sony acquisition came and say, hey, and they slid some money, say, this is your money right there, do with it as you wish. They said, oh, money, and then they didn't put it where it needs to be. One of the main complaints I'm seeing is that both for the PvP and PvE game, they just took people they had and said, well, now you're going to work on this game, and then shut them off, which sucks because, and I got to pull it up because the article just popped up on my thing. They laid off Luke Smith and Mark Noseworthy. So if those people who don't know, Luke Smith has been one of the guys from Bungie from almost day one in there. He got shipped off with Mark to do Payback, which again is supposed to be a spin-off in the Destiny universe. Now that project has been scrapped and they had to do restructuring, they're like, well, guess what? No more project. We don't need you no more.
Yep.
Not only that, they let go of a guy named Robert Brooks. He's a senior narrative designer. Same thing. He's been there since at least a good 5 years, because there's a Season of the Hunt, the Deep. He led the Final Shape expansion, and supposedly the expansion was great, and said, nope, you're let go too. So you're talking about key leads, and even before that, just like with the some of the people who did the music, some of the what do you call them, conductors, they let at least one or two go. One guy who's been with Bungie since the very beginning, almost walking side by side with them. So I mean, it doesn't make no sense. I mean, it makes no sense to me.
It makes me wonder whether there's like some sort of big short that's going to be happening with these companies. Like, if somebody's making the plan to intentionally fail them, like they were, like GameStop tried to do. The powers that be that owned GameStop. One of the biggest complaints and why it became a meme stock was because of the fact that the people who owned GameStop stock were trying to short it, and then it got fucked because of the short. And it makes me wonder whether this is something similar. They're intentionally failing these long in tooth game companies because they're concerned that essentially they have a reputation now and they want to get rid of the reputation, but they want to make money on the outside, so they do a controlled fail.
I mean,
just the conspiracy theorist in me. I'm just saying.
No, that's fair. Like it's a fair point.
Yeah, because I mean, look. So with that comparison, I mean, with that point you made, look at DC. They scrapped Batgirl. Again, don't know if it was good or not. they scrapped the Coyote movie with John Cena, and everybody says it was great.
Yep.
They don't know why they scrapped it. Um, to me, with the corporation would be that it wouldn't surprise me. Again, it's like when you left, I was telling Nico and Steven, it's like they just gave when the Sony acquisition came for Bungie, they just gave them the money and said, "Hey, do with this as you wish." And instead of focusing on the game, one of the complaints they're making is that the CEO supposedly took the money that he got and started buying classic cars and everything else like that. Even though that's
Whoopsies.
just, even though it's his personal money, he make the decision. But people go, well, man, you're wasting this money on this, and it should have been focused back on the company or whatever. And
And
again,
it comes down to pride and greed all over again. Like all great empires fall, it's usually the fault of one man in control.
The last layoffs they had, and I think they had, I don't think it was I think this is when everybody was like, different studios were let go of people. But in the case of Bungie, Axis Locations has been behind majority of their DLCs and expansion. They closed down, and then one of the things they brought up was, again, it just seems like, what they brought up was that Bungie had an X amount of money to make. If they didn't make this money during the quarter, that's why the final ship got delayed. Sony has a right, it's in their contract, to go, hey, you didn't make X amount of money this quarter, we're taking over your company, replacing everybody. So again, if I'm piggybacking on you, Glenn, like I'm Yoda, you're my Luke Skywalker.
Damn right.
I'm like, hey, let's get this money and bounce. Money you need, and then we leave. Grab them, whatever.
Yeah.
Which again,
Seagulls.
it goes back how serious this issue is because, like, again, I don't know if you guys were watching the SAG-AFTRA voice actors. They're on strike.
Yeah, I was gonna say the voice actor strike's going on too.
Yeah, the Disney, all them from the video games, everything.
That makes perfect sense because if you're going to if you're already fucked anyways, what's the easiest way to cut costs in any company for that matter? Well, it's to fire people, especially when it comes down to brass tacks. So damn.
That's why I think it was like an episode ago. I was gonna bring up the fact that Blizzard, World of Warcraft, they actually unionized.
Yeah.
So this is the second time somewhere in Microsoft, and even though we didn't get a chance to bring it up, again, as soon as I saw this, I was like, doesn't sound bad to be a union, just so that hopefully you can keep your job and you don't get messed with. I think when unions, and I'm part of it, just for clarification, I am part of a union. Anytime there's any problems, I'm quick to go to my union and go, hey, joking around, I'll go like, hey, look, I paid my dues. This junk is going on. Is this part of the collective agreement or whatever? Do we have to abide by it? Or, hey, do we have a chance to talk to him about it? And to me, the fact that Blizzard is doing this and they had really no choice about it, it's one of the things where, man, I wish Bungie was able to unionize, or at least some of these studios can unionize to keep these guys here, because right now it's looking bad for a lot of people. Again, there's more subjects to come in podcasts where I've seen videos where there's people that are not, it's no longer COVID. We're going outside now. So those people playing games on the regular like we do, they're not there no more.
Yep.
So,
Well, yeah, there's no more whales. How are you gonna go whale hunting when the whales are all out to sea?
Well, they already spent all their money on Starfield ships.
Oh God.
Oh man.
No, not Star Citizen.
Well, Star Citizen, right? Yeah.
No, but it's true. Like, I feel like it's when somebody makes a video game or movie, and be like, well, this is not, this movie is not for you. And then it's one of those things of, that's great, it's not for me, but don't complain when people like me or like-minded says, I'm not going to watch this.
Yeah.
Or I'm not going to play this. I'm going to go to different games.
Yeah, you told me to fuck off and don't watch my movie. I'm not gonna.
And it's one of those things where, like, I've seen that a lot with a lot of a lot of Marvel stuff. That's why we have Robert Downey Jr. coming in and save the day.
Save the day. Oh, this is the fucking nail in the coffin for Marvel. Are you kidding me? This is their
hold
last
on,
resort.
hold on real quick.
Jesus
Hold on.
fucking Christ.
So that's a great segue to talk about the second subject of San Diego Comic-Con.
San Diego.
Oh
Comic-Con.
yeah.
And we're gonna start this off by addressing the one, I'll say, not even an elephant, but a person in the room, and we're talking to you, Dirty Johns and Dirty Janes, who got arrested, 14 of them,
What?
for
Ooh.
human trafficking.
What?
Yes.
Whoa.
So San Diego Comic-Con, or San Diego PD, in conjunction with FBI, Homeland Security, NCIS, there's the Navy Criminal Investigation Services, not a TV show.
Mm-hmm.
It seemed like everybody and their mom was involved in this, but basically, they set up as buyers and sellers during the San Diego Comic-Con to see who they can catch and who they can rescue. So they're able to rescue 10 victims, but they got 14 people that try to buy sex workers. The one thing that San Diego Comic-Con wanted to make sure is clarify is that no arrests were at the event. So it's not like there was something inside the actual convention center.
So
like,
it's
hey,
a safe space for sex traffickers, then, is what they're saying. That's what it sounds like, right? It's like, yeah, they were arrested, but it wasn't inside the con. You sex traffickers are safe here. Just don't go outside.
So
Jesus fucking Christ.
So one thing that the police were, the San Diego PD were saying is that this has become a running thing that anytime there's big events in cities, that people will set stuff up. So they ran fake. I mean, they tried to run fake ads. I mean, they really were looking for the pushers, the pimps, or whoever's the ones out there, and they didn't catch anybody. So I was like,
any big names associated with this? Any celebrities that got caught in the dragnet?
Oh no, not yet.
Not yet, or at least not published, right?
That as I was reading the article, I was listening to Philip DeFranco on YouTube, and right when I started reading the article, he just said, "Hey, in San Diego," I'm like, "Oh crap!" So it's I think for me, it's like if it hits him, it's a big deal. It's gonna make his rounds. If somebody's caught up in it, yeah, it's gonna be bad for them on that part. Movie trailers. Did you guys see the movie trailers? I know I posted them in the chat. And Glenn took his headphones off.
I did. However,
sorry, I had to plug my headphones in because they're losing power.
No, that's fair.
But
hey guys,
what were you saying?
Hey guys, I'm sorry to do this. I'm gonna have to put another transition in. Glenn, do you want to get your setup ready so you and
we can always just close it here, man. That's perfectly fine.
You want to do that?
Yeah.
I would like to get into this. We could always do a part 2 sometime this week.
We can do a part 2.
We'll do part 2 of San Diego Comic-Con because.
Okay, so here's what we'll do.
You guys weren't taking no notes.
All right, so here's what we're doing.
More to follow.
We're going to end the podcast here, and then I will probably post this one tomorrow sometime, and we'll do another one for Monday. We're going to discuss in the back if I'm gonna splice these together or do them separate. But in the
Let's do them separate. I want to be wearing different shirts.
All right, fair enough. We'll do 2. But anyway, that has been the Nerdverse Odyssey podcast. Thank you everyone for coming, and we will see you probably sometime this weekend.
Get a camera, Steven.
Hell yeah, brother.
Hell yeah.
Come on, Rico. You got to hit us with the drink water. Let's go.
Oh, we're out? Okay, yeah.
We're out.
Drink water.
All right, later, guys.
Drink water.